farmers stay competitive in a tough marketplace. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com.
I was probably a little bit like you. There was a lot of talk about the COVID-19 vaccines. I didn't know what to believe. And I tell you, everyone has an opinion. Some of my friends got vaccinated and some were against it. But I knew this was an important decision, so I went to somebody I already trusted, my doctor. It's your call, so talk to your doctor or healthcare provider and make the decision that's right for you. You can go to getvaccineanswers.org for the latest information. That's getvaccineanswers.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Southeast AgNet is social. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, where you can be sure to find all of the agriculture news for the Southeast.
Cress is also known as pepperwort, peppergrass, peppercress, and garden cress. The leafy green is an annual and belongs to the brassica family of vegetables, though it has a distinct, decidedly non-brassica flavor. It's often grown as a microgreen and is used in salads. Once cress starts to produce little tiny white flowers, the plant becomes bitter and unpalatable. It grows quickly, so it's key to harvest before then, and when it's a few inches tall. Watercress requires wet growing conditions, which may prove difficult in drought-prone areas. Cress prefers to be planted next to chive, onion, and mint. It does not do well next to lettuce. Some issues farmers may face when growing cress include flea beetles, black rot, downy mildew, and anthracnose. I'm Kathy Isom, Southeast AgNet.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Today will be sunny to partly cloudy with a high of 80 to 86. Clear moonlit sky tonight, low 59 to 67. Then Friday will be partly sunny and pleasantly warm, high tomorrow 87 to 90. Variable cloudiness Saturday with a thunderstorm, high 86 to 90. Then Sunday we'll have clouds giving way to some sunshine with a high of 77 to 84. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Join Gary and Don Crawford of Pinnacle Retirement Advisors for Retirement with Pinnacle, Saturday mornings at 9 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retirement with Pinnacle with Gary and Don Crawford, Saturday mornings at 9. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Hey there, Congresswoman Kat Kamak here, your conservative voice in our nation's capital. Tax filing season is underway, and while the IRS works through its millions of backlog cases from prior years, our office is here to help you navigate the IRS. From delayed tax returns, missing stimulus payments, and so much more, you can reach out to our team at camac.house.gov for help. I'm Kat Kamak, and it is my honor to serve you.
This ad is paid for by official funds authorized by the U.S. House of Representatives.
This hour of Ocala Talks is brought to you in part by Blockers Furniture. Go see all their specials at blockersfurniture.com.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. On a Thursday, it is the Thursday after the County Commission meeting, which means we have County Commissioner Kathy Bryant in studio with us to talk about the state of Marion County. And before you got here today, by the way, good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning. I'm happy to be here. It feels like forever.
It has been forever, but Stacy Causey fills in.
I know.
Great. By the way, very festive green on for St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, happy St.
I have
Patty's
a feeling,
Day.
though, that you probably got a little Irish in you. I feel like you have that Irish look.
I you know what? I agree. But we're going to know shortly because, as I told you before we started this morning,
you did one of those things,
I
didn't you?
did the 23andMe.
Not going to do it.
I'm really excited to find out my genetic history.
I got too many probable criminals in my family that they could do family DNA, so I can't do it. I just can't do it.
I'm not worried about that.
I probably got criminals all up in the New York, New Jersey area, so I'm not.
So for a woman, I was thinking about this yesterday. I said, how cool would it be for me to find a relative that maybe I don't know I have.
Right.
And I know for men that thought can be a little scary.
Yeah. Because I tell people all the time, people go, do you have any children? I go, none that I'm aware of.
That's just, oh my goodness.
I was in college for 7.5 years.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So.
I think this is supposed to be a family-friendly show,
yeah.
so.
So we talked before you came on the radio today. I had just talked about the story that unanimous vote to let WD Investments rezone a piece of property for PUD zoning so that they could build townhomes and single-family homes. 519 of them right next to Silver Spring Shores. People go, we don't have enough houses. These kind of things come to you guys because we don't have enough houses.
Well, and I think the thing that people have to understand, we actually had 2 PUDs come before the county commission this past Tuesday. We actually were there from 9 in the morning until almost 8:30 Tuesday night. It was a very long day. This one was formerly a PUD, and it already had zoning on a portion of the property for what they wanted to do. And we actually like to see things come in a PUD because then we get to kind of control the outcome. When somebody goes in there and they already are entitled with straight zoning, they can go in there
and do what they want.
Correct.
As long as it's within inside the guidelines of the zoning.
Correct. So, from residential to residential, you don't have to put any buffering up. You don't have to put any amenities in.
And there's a lot of amenities going in here, and the plant buffer that's going to buffer Silver Road from the development.
Correct.
And all that was required to get this zoning change.
Correct. And at the end of the day, they were entitled to put in more units than what they're actually going to put in.
Right.
And so it's just like with, the one that we approved north of town as well. That piece of property had land use and zoning. They were entitled to go in there and put up to 321 units.
Now, where's that one at that you're talking about?
That one is off of Northeast Jacksonville Road, right next to Four Ranch.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And so the finished product, and so they had straight zoning and they were abutting residential property, which means they didn't have to put any buffering in between the residential to residential. At the end of the day, they're ending up with 254 units versus up to 321, and then a fence, which will provide the neighboring property owners that are already there some privacy. And that also will have an amenities center. There's a new development going in on 36th Avenue.
Correct. Right near Terry's Place and everything. That's going to go. It extends almost all the way to Pearl Britton Plaza. The wood line at Pearl Britton Plaza there's a little wood line, but now that's going to be 400 units. I heard, and that's subsidized. Is that subsidized housing or?
It's not subsidized.
Okay.
It's geared toward affordable housing.
Okay. So it is.
But it's not
housing.
Section 8.
Okay, it's not Section 8. Okay.
No, we have
we
not
had heard
approved
rumors all in that area, and I thought I think I would have known if it was approved for Section 8.
Well,
that would have been a big deal.
And that's the thing that always happens whenever these projects come before us. The rumors start flying. With the project that we approved north of town on Jacks Road, there was a resident from a neighboring subdivision across Jacksonville Road. She wasn't contiguous. Mm-hmm. She was across the road, and then she was at the very back of the subdivision. And she thought that she was going to have to hook up to water and sewer because you have to bring water and sewer to that project.
Right.
Correct? We don't develop like that anymore with septics.
No, everything, if new development, water and sewer is coming.
The infrastructure has to be there. And so, we had to explain to her, first of all, there is no mandatory hookup in Marion County. So if a water line gets run in front of your house right now,
you don't have to hook up to it.
You don't have to. Now, per state statute, there are some things that we're wrestling with because per state statute, if we run a line, we're supposed to have an ordinance in place that says you have to hook up within 12 months.
Really?
It's yeah, if we run it, we're supposed to do that. We don't have any of that just yet. And so we had to explain to her, number one, we don't have mandatory hookup. Number two, this wasn't going to be anywhere near her property. And those types of rumors had been flying around out there, I think, for some of the neighboring property owners. And she also asked, well, what about there's 3 phases? And there's not 3 phases for this project. She said, what about the townhomes and the apartments? There were no townhomes or apartments.
But that's how because the rumors, I mean, I've heard scuttlebutt at restaurants and all around the area, the VFWs and all, the Eagles is there and everything. And I've heard everybody is saying that they thought it was going to be lower income or Section 8 housing that big project is on 36th. And I've been like, I don't think so, folks, because I would have heard about that. And then they're worried about, is 36 going to have to be widened because of that new development that's going in there? Because of traffic. I was like, if that was the case, they'd have already started widening 36 because the infrastructure goes before the houses are built.
Not necessarily.
Well, I see they're doing
turn lanes
right.
and things like that. Now, you know that 35th is on our long-range transportation plan
Yes.
to become a 4-lane.
Yes.
So that's where, you're going to see your traffic, the
entrances
majority.
And exits.
Yeah, there's going
right.
to be, there's, if I remember, and you have to remember we did this
You
one a long time ago, and there have
so
been
many.
Yeah. This is what I think people need to understand. You can't build a very basic home nowadays for less than $200,000.
No, you cannot. Spec home is around $200,000.
And so when we're talking about trying to make sure that young families, people who are in entry-level jobs, have places that they can live, that project over on 35th, 36th, that's what that's going to be geared toward.
Starter homes.
Of workforce housing.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
They have to have a place to live, and if you look at what's happening right now with our rent is
astronomical.
Through the roof.
I have a friend that's closing on his house closes on next Tuesday. He has to be out. He sold his house.
He doesn't have anywhere to go, does he?
Has nowhere to go.
Wow.
He's literally on Facebook begging people, if you know someplace to go, let me know. And this is a guy that's moving out of a house that sold for $600,000. But he has nowhere to go. And he's not moving from Marion County. He just saw an opportunity to sell his house and make a bunch of money off of it. And now he's stuck because he has nowhere to go.
Yeah.
He has nowhere to go. He made a lot of money.
Chad and I have talked about that.
But now you're going to spend it at the Hilton. You got nowhere to go.
We bought our house a couple years ago and just
property values
recently got an appraisal back on it. And I looked at him and I went, wow.
Susan's house that she bought where we live, she could make a 6-figure profit. And she bought it 3 years ago.
Isn't that crazy?
But we'd have nowhere to go. Where would we go?
I know.
What, tents out in a farm field in Anthony? I mean, Hey, put the headphones on. Somebody wants to talk to you.
Uh-oh.
I don't know who, but they want to talk.
Now, you're not supposed to do that to me. You know that, right?
I know, but we do it every now and then.
Every now and then. Okay.
Good morning. You're on with Commissioner Kathy Bryant.
Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Commissioner. I'm calling about a proposed apartment building that's going on Blitchton Boulevard between 44th, Northwest 44th Avenue, Northwest 49th Avenue. And my big thing is, even east of I-75 and west of 75 at that juncture all the way out, it's all single-family, possibly two-family homes, but no apartments. That would be an ideal place for, townhouses or condos or something like that, but no apartment house. I can give you the numbers if you're interested.
No,
lot number.
Sonny, we got to go. But thank you for the call. Sonny's worried that there's an apartment complex that is not zoned properly, that is not in the right zoning area. He's called about this numerous times on the show, that they're building apartment complexes property between 44th and 49th that has been approved, and he says apartments are going in there. I thought it was going to be townhomes.
And I'm trying to remember where that is right now. He said Blitchton Road. Does he mean Old Gainesville Road?
27.
Okay, 27.
Highway 27.
All right. That's actually, I think, something that's going to be coming before us.
Oh, it still hadn't come before you yet. Okay.
I believe so. And as you know, on zoning issues, we sit as a quasi-judicial board, which means we sit as judge and jury, and we can't have ex parte communication about that.
So, okay. All right. Thanks for the call, Sonny.
I'm sorry.
Thanks for the call. But these are real concerns. People have concerns, but they have to understand Marion County's growing. We're not going to stop Marion County from growing, so we got to have housing for people to live in. There's got to be places for people that are coming in to work at the places like Chewy and to work at Amazon. By the way, Amazon is in Florida. I just found out that Amazon in Florida has so much warehouse floor space. It's like 169 super Walmarts in the state of Florida. It's crazy how much floor space Amazon has just in Florida.
Well, let's think about it.
And they're building a 2.8 million square foot one right next to the Daytona International Speedway.
Would you rather get in your car and go to Walmart, or would you rather sit in your home if it's not something you need immediately? Or would you rather sit in your home, order it from Amazon, and have it delivered the next day?
Okay, you're asking the person who has gotten arguments with his wife to the point where she puts him on silent treatment for a few days because I refuse to go to Walmart.
I only go if it's absolutely necessary.
She's like, why do I have to go all the time? You can go to what? No, I can't. I cannot. There would end up being a police report.
I was going to say, I would think that you would enjoy doing that.
Not Walmart. Nope. Stupidity abounds in Walmart. And only 2 registers are ever open, except for self-checkout. And I'm like, I asked the woman at Walmart about 12, 15 months ago, one of the last times I was in Walmart, she got snippy with me. I said, so when are you going to send me my W-2? She goes, what do you mean? I go, well, I'm wringing my own self out. I'm doing your job, so I need a paycheck, a W-2. She didn't see the humor.
I wonder why she got snippy with you.
Look, if I'm going to do the job, pay me. That's all I'm saying. So
yeah,
I don't go to that store.
But she probably wasn't the source to ask that question.
Bentonville, Arkansas is where that question should be asked.
She's just trying to do her job.
Kathy,
Tom.
You've tried to do your job for 12 years, and I've been snippy with you off and on.
Yeah, you've gotten the silent treatment a couple of times,
I think. Of course I have. So tell us some other stuff that's going on in the county.
We one of the things that they don't have on my...
Marion County Day?
Well, we do have Marion County Day, so that's exciting. Marion County Day is March 26th, but that wasn't the one I was looking for. From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and so we're excited to invite the community out. It is a free event, and we are going to be celebrating Marion County's 178-year history.
No, we're not celebrating the history. We're celebrating the departments of the county and how good a job they do, and you get introduced to the county and everything. If we were celebrating the history, I would be more involved.
Well, why aren't you more involved?
Because they hijacked the 175th anniversary from the Historical Commission, and I hold a grudge. I'll be honest with you.
I really feel like I just got set up.
You did.
I really feel like that's how that conversation just went.
You really I teed that up for me.
You did. Very well done. Well played, sir.
But it will be good. If you're a child, if you're a kid or a family, and you want to see how the county runs, this is a very good day to come out and meet the people, different departments and everything. And it is cool for the kids. They get to climb all over some very cool stuff out there.
Well, now we do have Memory Lane, where it's an exhibit showcasing artifacts that date back hundreds of years, along with presentations by local historians. So I don't know who you made mad.
No, Monier made me mad.
That you're not included in being able to give a presentation as a local historian.
Monier made me angry.
Because let's face it, history is one of your...
It is.
Loves. It's a passion of yours.
Is George going to be one of the historians?
I don't know.
The tax collector? Because he's a good historian.
Yes. George knows a lot about Marion County.
But 178 years, and for people that don't realize, the importance of Marion County and its 178-year anniversary is we were the last outpost. And then it was Indian territory. We were the United States. We were the last outpost of the United States, and then it was Indian territory. It was Indian land. So Marion County and the Fort King fort and everything did a lot to establish the relationships between the Native Americans from Ocala down to Miami, because it was the last outpost. People don't realize that 178 years ago, Marion County and Ocala was the last outpost of the United States.
So I'll give you another interesting fact. It's not about Marion County, but it's about the state of Florida. So Pascua Florida Day, do you know what that is? Guess what day that's celebrated on?
The same day as Marion County Day?
Nope.
Okay, what day?
April 2nd.
Really?
Guess what April 2nd is?
Your birthday.
Correct.
There you go.
I think it's
it's
a sign.
I think I just got set up there.
Did you like that?
I think I just got set up there. So also, by the way, I want to remind everybody, you may have it in your notes, during the month of March, coinciding with March 17th, for $17, you can go adopt a dog or a cat or a iguana or whatever you want to adopt from Animal Services, with its shots, its chip, everything that you get for a new puppy or new cat, for just $17 during the month of March.
That's a deal.
That's a real big deal.
It is, because they've already had everything that you just said, which is over probably.
They're spayed or neutered. They get their shots. They get chipped.
That's a
it's
couple
$200,
$100.
$300
Yeah.
worth, easy, if you went and did it at a vet. And you can do it. You can get it for $17 with Animal Services.
Absolutely.
That's a good thing. Go adopt a dog or a cat. Take one and make it a forever home for it.
Aw, you're showing your softer side, Tom.
Well, I was on the Humane Society board
I
for
know.
a while, so I do all my animals are rescues. Susan says all hers are rescues too, including me.
You gotta love Susan.
Luckily, I do. Luckily, I do.
So
what
let me
did
tell
they
you
not
something
put
else
on there that you wanted to talk about?
Well, we approved, or we worked with CDBG, and our Center for the Blind Education are here in Marion County locally. They did get approved for some funding to expand their operation, which is going to be, preschoolers, pre-K. And I think that's a pretty exciting thing for our community, is getting these children school ready, getting a head start on, helping them to learn Braille. Because if you remember years and years ago, 30 years ago, there was only one place to go, and that was over to St. Augustine. And we now have a thriving program here. So I found that heartwarming.
Well, yeah, it just lets people stay as normal a life as they can. It doesn't uproot families and separate them by having to send the blind child or the deaf child to St. Augustine, separating him from their mom and dad stuff. It lets them stay right here in Marion County and have as normal a life as you can have when you don't have your sight or you don't have your hearing.
Absolutely. And another thing we did this week was a continuation of reduction in county building fees and charges. So we approved a resolution extending a temporary reduction in certain fees and charges for building and safety permit applications. The reduction includes building permits, inspections, and plan reviews by 40%, and reducing the square footage cost on any building-related fee to $0 for an additional 1-year period beginning April 1st, 2022. This discount, of course, as you know, is helpful for homeowners and contractors during this period of extremely rising costs of building, and it's going to assist with the continuation of sound structures in Marion County. And we just talked about how much it costs to build a home nowadays.
Right.
So it's another great step in helping people realize that dream of home ownership. That's the biggest investment you'll ever make in your life, more than likely. And so it's a good thing. And we actually have an excess in our reserves in that fee department, and by statute, and we have to reduce that. So we've decided to throw it at the citizen to help them.
Has the county started to address the fact that everything under the administration we're under now is skyrocketing? I mean, I'm getting new tires put on my car today, 41% higher than they were 3 years ago when I bought them the last time.
That's
41%
insane.
higher. You need oil to make rubber.
Yep.
So are you starting to see as a commission that things are getting to the point where you need to start addressing higher prices?
We keep a constant eye on that, and we make adjustments as necessary. So it's not that we're starting to address it. We've been addressing it. And I think that we'll probably have a lot more discussion going into our budget season this year. Budget's right around the corner. We'll start going into that. And
budget's like election season. As soon as you get done with it, it starts again.
We get a 3-month break. So we have to approve the fiscal year budget in September for the following fiscal year. So we'll be approving fiscal year 2022-2023 budget at the end of September. There'll be 2 public hearings, and we also have a series of workshops during the day in July, and we always encourage the public to come to those because we sit and go through every department's budget, every constitutional officer's budget. So we do encourage the public to participate in that. And then we start in January. We approve that budget at the end of September, so you get October, November, December, and then in
you get
January,
through the holidays, and then you get right back at it.
We start strategic planning and start identifying needs, and we start identifying, areas of concern. And the county administrator will give his directive to department heads, and they turn in their budgets, and then they get to work. And then we have one that we have to tentatively approve in the summer so that we can tentatively set millage rate. And sometimes that is set a little higher because...
Hold that thought. Can you stay over 5 minutes? Hold that thought.
Okay.
We'll be right back. More with Kathy Bryant. After this time out, you're listening to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
A judge in Honduras ruled last night that former President Juan Orlando Hernandez can be